So he is making music about conflict. That's literally all the music was about in his last couple months. Was just conflict filled music. And you want this guy to ask him about what? Exactly. That's what Adam should have said. If you don't want me to ask him about this shit, what would you have asked him? What would you have brought up, sir? Yo, what is happening, YouTube? It's your boy Bolo, and this is for educational purposes only. Yeah, I'm back after a long hiatus again. But I came across this video of Joe Budden pressing Adam 22, who I'm gonna be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm not a fan of any man, but you know what I mean. I don't really enjoy his content too much. I just think he's kind of a weirdo. That being said, you as a grown man always have to take responsibility and accountability for the things you do and the things you say. Okay, just like when you get taken in and you just say I plead the fifth, get my lawyer. You don't have to say shit when someone asks you anything. Let's get that out of the way. So these clowns right here, and this is what I'm talking about, man. In certain communities, black community, Hispanic community, whatever, lower income, however you want to put it, this is the kind of mentality is what's keeping us fucked up. And I gotta admit, I haven't watched this whole thing, but I gotta give Adam 22 some credit. He handled himself, at least from what I was watching, pretty well, as opposed to these old goobers. I don't give a fuck if they have money, status, clout in the internet world. I don't give a fuck. A goober and a clown's a goober and a clown. I don't care if you're riding a Bugatti or a bus. Alright, but let's get on with the video.
What's it say? Read it, man. Read it.
I ain't reading. The billionaire black
I ain't reading it neither, yo. I'm up with energy and vibes and frequencies. I can't read. You read it. It's yours, nigga. You put it out.
Which one?
Any of them. Read that one right there. Hey, Alex, put the arrow above the one you wanted to read.
Oh, I didn't know you'd be.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah.
That's the one. I interviewed.
Yeah, that one.
I
That
interviewed FBG Cash, and this was a clip from the interview. FBG Cash claims Lil Durk told him to take a photo at King Von's mural.
Which he said, rest in peace to FBG Cash, which he said before this interview, that's what happened. He literally said it in a song. He exposed DMs where Lil Durk said that. But let's continue on. I mean, not to mention this motherfucker, Joe Budden, literally worked and still has a good relationship, a good working relationship with DJ Academics, the guy who actually tried to fuel beefs. Okay? But you know what? They see a white boy who they know isn't like a street dude, so he's easy pickings. He's easy pickings. Let's get at the white dude and, throw the black card in there. Act like we don't have any kind of responsibility in the things we do.
Rest in peace, FBG Cash. This is not just an isolated incident.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he talked about in the interview. That's what he talked about.
That was it.
I mean, that's
Not at all.
it's an important thing you talked
But
about.
this is a microcosm of this business and what goes on. And
FBG Cash literally made a song replying to Lil Durk where he mentioned all the events of their back and forth. They've been wanting each other dead for years. They've expressed that for years. They both have friends that have died to their other friends' hands for years. And they're right now trying to pin this man's death on Adam 22. Why? Because it's the scapegoat. It's easy to point fingers at other people.
and how some people look at black artists, black lives. Like, come on, Adam, you got a bigger responsibility than this.
He has zero, I repeat, zero responsibility in this.
As a multi-millionaire from fucking hip-hop.
Truth bomb. I know all the guys. Listen, I know many
Truth
guys from
bomb.
O Block, right? I've been there. I know these guys. I interviewed a bunch of them. I fuck with them. I fuck with the GDs as well. None of them have told me that they think these titles are in any way out of line, because to them it just seems like common sense. If you're gonna interview these guys, of course you're gonna talk about the shit that they actually talk about in their
Now you sound like a label head.
He doesn't sound like a label head. He sounds like a logical human being. What else are you gonna ask FBG Cash about? What do you think the fans want to hear? Now, like I said before, if FBG Cash didn't want to answer, you say, Adam, I'm not here for that. I've seen people do it with DJ Vlad. I've seen people do it where he said, I don't want to talk about that. Moving on. FBG Cash was trying to capitalize off of the boost in notoriety and clout and things like that his songs was getting. So he went to Adam 22 knowing that he was going to speak about that. You think he went in there, thought they was going to talk about, you know, the $5 box from Taco Bell, you fucking idiot? Like, you really thought that, Joe? You thought he was going to have him on and start talking about, is Little Caesar's pizza better than Domino's? No, they're going to talk about the songs he just released. That's what they're going to do. So he's like, you have responsibility in this. No, the fuck he doesn't. FBG Cash had responsibility for what FBG Cash did. I'm tight, kind of. Yeah, let's think about this. This is what made me want to do this video, because I didn't even get past like the 2-minute mark.
Came out, he had no complaints. None of the O-Block guys had any complaints. You guys are so much more sensitive than the actual gang.
You know why? Because we're in our 40s.
Bro, that's not something to brag about. You're not supposed to become more emotional as a man the older you get. This right here, it's like you don't even realize how fucking stupid you are. Let's just continue on. Stop. No, stop. Yeah, you're more than emotional, my man. Stop. I tell you what, stop.
No, let me finish. No. He's saying we're more sensitive. We're the young black people that are these kids' parents.
Bro, that man was in his 30s, bro. When are you considered a man of your own? Please, somebody explain this shit to me, man. You telling me at 30 years old, you're still looking at him as like a fucking teenager? At what point does a man have to live with the actions that he made? When is the age that grown men aren't gonna point to someone else for the shit that they did? Can somebody, like, honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny here. This man was like 31. Rest in peace. He was like 31. He knew the possible consequences of his actions. He seen a bunch of his friends die due to the same things, right? So he knew this was a possibility. You really think Dirk said, or whoever killed him, even if it was over this, it might not even been over this. But let's just assume it was. You think they said, man, he made that song, but that Adam 22 interview, ooh. No. The second he made that song, that upped his profile. That made them want him more. Point blank, period. You think Adam 22 was the straw that broke the camel's back? You fucking old goober. How the fuck you 40 years old talking about I'm more emotional now? Stupid.
These are our little brothers.
These are our little brothers.
Fucking
Look,
nephews that are outside.
My brother's 30 years old. Whatever the fuck he does, he's got to live with that. He's got to live with that. I can't sit here and say somebody else made him do something or somebody else is responsible for the shit he did as a 30-year-old man. You're out your fucking mind. And this is why we can't grow. Because you got people like this. And it's not just him. The sad part is he's the majority. You've got 4 people sitting here right now, and 3 of them are saying a 30-year-old man has no responsibility in the shit he did.
Killing each other, and you white people are now interviewing them.
You white people, this is what kills me, man. You ain't gonna sit here like this guy wasn't working with academics for years. For years.
all his ups in the
Can I
music
please
so
finish?
that I could then
I would
later
love-
ask him about it in
Dog,
interviews,
I
right?
would love to finish.
Finish.
He ain't making the money you are. You sitting there interviewing these black kids that are fucking killing each other and y'all monetizing it. That's not cool. I don't give a fuck what they talking about in they songs. Y'all are
First of all, it's a business transaction. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Okay, you think FBG Cash went up there and said, I'm not going to benefit off this, only Adam 22 is? No, he's trying to get more notoriety, and he said, as a business-minded person, if I go to Adam 22, this will up my profile. Like, that's how the shit works. He has a much bigger reach than FBG Cash does. FBG Cash wants more people to know who he is, so he went there for that reason. Adam 22 took him on, feeling like if I put this out, we could get more views also. This isn't a one-sided exchange. It's not. And people are acting like Adam 22 fucking put a gun at this guy's head and said, you're gonna tell me all the most fucked up shit and I'm gonna make money off your little black ass. No, they chose to. They could go to any other platform, but they choose to go to him. They're grown. They can do that.
turning a profit off of this black trauma of them killing each other. Yeah, they the ones doing the killing because they young and they dumb and they don't fucking know.
The man's 30, bro. The man is 30. He's not 17, 18 years old anymore. Stop saying he's young and he's dumb. He was 30 plus, bro. 30 plus. You want to know who should be blaming? The people that are birthing these kids, their nasty ass moms that are breeding with the same people. But y'all don't want to point fingers at them. You don't want to say, hey, you nasty whore, stop fucking all these dope dealers and murderers. No, you don't want to say that shit. You want to say and go, it's you, the white interview guy. It's your fault that all these black kids are killing each other. Before YouTube, started, no one was dying. You fucking goofy.
No better. We 45 and 46 years old, and we know better because these are our nephews. So they not your nephews, and that's why you don't see the Kevin Samuels shit in the same light that we see it, because you're a white dude and you don't understand what he is. Except Kevin Samuels was causing a black
drill rappers aren't worthy of being interviewed.
I'm not. Bruh, you're not gonna spin my words. I'm sharp.
I mean, that's what I'm taking from what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm saying I asked him about his music and his content.
True. And what I'm telling you is he's 19, 20, 21 years old.
That man was 30. This is how this is what happens when you have, look, and this is the old, self-proclaimed, an old emotional man. Which, I mean, why would anyone follow somebody like this? None of my business. But he's literally just uninformed, talking shit right now because he sees a white man that he could pin shit on. Because there's black people that do interviews like this also. Look at 16 Shot 'em Visuals. Young black man who does the same shit. The same shit.
He's gonna give anything just to be on somebody's fucking camera and get some light shined on his project.
I interview
And
rappers
what I'm saying is he lost his life.
I interview rappers.
And it's not even confirmed that it was over that. It could have been, but it's not confirmed. It's Chicago. Motherfuckers die over all kinds of shit all the time.
All the time.
These people
who
are losing their
in the
lives,
streets.
and you keep telling me about the business of,
and I interview them, and they don't
know
talk
better.
about crazy shit. No, because they do know better. I'm telling you, most
one?
street rappers, when you interview them, are not gonna say shit about their ops, or they're not gonna whatever.
Older ones.
They're smart about it.
Older
right?
ones.
The man is 30, bro. How old do you want this man to be before he's looked at as a man? I'm telling you right now, in the Asian community, bro, these kids are 21, 22 with full-on careers, living their own lives. Okay? I see it all the time. They're not told at 22, you're still a baby. It's like, you better go the fuck out there and make something of yourself. Or else. Not, oh, yeah, you might have been doing all this fucked up shit, but you're still a 30-year-old baby. Man.
He was someone, that's a normal word to me. He was someone who was more open about the people he was beefing with. Obviously, he's like Lil Durk's top op while he was living, right? And so he's talking about his problems with Lil Durk because that's a prominent theme in his music and stuff.
Stop. This ain't funny, Parks. Parks, it's not funny, Parks. Stop.
His enemy is a word that has been used for as long as time. Okay. He's talking about this stuff in his content, so I asked him about it during the interview because that's what a lot of his content is about. Of course, I want to know about the conflict that he has with one of the top rappers that he has beef with.
True.
Thank you. Do you think anyone wants to hear? Matter of fact, I'll tell you right now, if he went up there and asked FBG Cash, you know, does he prefer peanut butters and jelly sandwiches to just peanut butter? He'd be like, damn, like, you ain't gonna talk about my music? I'm a musical artist. You don't want to ask me about my music? So what is Adams 22 supposed to talk to about a musical artist if not his music? Somebody riddle me that shit, man. Seriously. You're gonna have an NBA player come on and you're gonna talk about everything except the NBA, right? You're gonna talk about crossword puzzles. You're gonna talk about, you know, what video game he likes. That's what you're gonna do the whole time? Or you're gonna be like, hey, yeah, you know, what happened when you missed that free throw in game 6, you know, that blah, 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 when you were up 20. Yeah, you went 3 for 17 in that game. What happened? That's what people want to know. That's the reason that people give a shit about them. If they weren't doing that thing, they would be just a regular person, an uninteresting person. So he is making music about conflict. That's literally all the music was about in his last couple months, was just conflict-filled music. And you want this guy to ask him about what? Exactly. That's what Adam should have said. If you don't want me to ask him about this shit, what would you have asked him? What would you have brought up, sir? That's what he should have said. He said, okay, you know what? Fair enough. I'm the cause of all this Black Death. I'm the reason they're killing each other. He's a musical artist that focused the majority of his lyrics on the conflict, but I'm not supposed to talk about that. What would you have done in my shoes, sir? That man would have been a fat, emotional goober like he's been this whole time, and he wouldn't have had a real answer. Let's be honest. Okay? Yeah, we could talk about all the things that might have led up to these gangs being formed and all that shit. Irrelevant for this. Irrelevant. That man was 30 years old. He was making music. You ask a musician about their music. I don't know how this is a hard concept to figure out. Like I said, I didn't even get through this whole thing, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be more of this. As far as I'm concerned, these guys, especially Mr. Self-Proclaimed Emotional, is a clown as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'll watch the rest of it and it could change my mind. But as of right now, to me, it's a very sad state because a lot of the grown men are like this. They don't want to tell these young men that it's on them to either live with the actions that they partake in, or it's on them to, you know, change their lives. You can't just sit here and point fingers at everybody else. And like I said, right now, this was the easy way out because it's a white dude. Let's just call it what it is, because 16 Shot and Visuals have been doing the same thing. Asking people about beefs, the whole nine. But he's black, so you can't say, they're not gonna say it's your fault for doing this. But it's easy to just throw shit at white people because that's the time we live in. So it's like, why be a grown adult? And this inadvertently, indirectly says that white people are superior. That's what this guy has done. Because you're saying you should know better than we do. Because when black interviewers do this shit, you don't get the outrage. It's only when the white guy does it, because we look, not we as in me included, but a lot of people in this community look at white people as more capable of making the right decisions. Like, you need to look over us. For us, you need to make sure we don't fuck up our own lives because we can't do it. That's what this guy's little soliloquy or whatever basically exposed. He doesn't feel like we can do it ourselves. He's got to do it for us. Like, you should know better than this 30-year-old man. Man, whatever. But let me know what your thoughts on the comments below. I'm out. Peace.